we missing? Who we missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ralph there, 5. And Joe here. What's up, man? Budget director. You ready?
I think Ralph's giving a pep talk.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Very good. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to finish off the budget hearings. I want to thank you all for your patience and your attendance at these things. I know that hopefully you're learning something and they're very helpful to you as we go through the process. So to finish off tonight with the Office of Budget Management, before I do that, I really want to introduce some folks that are here tonight. First and foremost, Julie Zolgadar in the back. Everybody knows Julie by now. Her and Mallory Morton here are from the budget staff. They are the ones who orchestrate the madness that is the city budget process. So we owe them a debt of gratitude because it is truly like herding cats. And they spend a lot more time on other people's budgets than our own. For our own budget, we have Dominique LaSalvia, who is our fiscal officer here at the Office of Budget Management. She also is a fiscal officer for the library as well. She pulls double duty. Jeff Blazes over there. Jeff, you want to raise your hand, is our revenue manager. He took Dallas Whitford's place. And then we have Tim Weir, our fleet manager, back here. Dan Long is behind me. He is the acting purchasing agent. And then over here we have Miguel Valente. Miguel comes to us from UIS as a GPSI intern. He has been here since, was it August, Miguel? So we're going to talk about Miguel here in a little bit more in a few minutes. But go ahead and try and roll through this as quickly as possible. Our structure, for those of you who are unaware or those members of the public who are watching, we have the accounting division, including accounts payable, our admin division, which is basically my grouping, and that includes the tax and revenue folks. We have the budget division, which we talked about, including field fiscal officers. These are the folks that are out embedded within the departments. We have purchasing, payroll, and fleet services. Our workforce, you can see, has changed a little bit throughout the years. Back in the early years, you see the 10 when we had facilities management under our purview. That changed to public works back in fiscal year 19. That's why you can see the zeros there. Fleet, of course, came on board in fiscal 2016 with 32 individuals. We've worked that down to 23 at this point in time. Originally, when we did the consolidation, when the garages were all independent, they had about 50 individuals who were spread throughout the 4 different departments in those operations. So that combined with the fact that I spoke about Dominique and her double duty as both fiscal officer for OBM and for the library, I think those things sort of, that and the consolidation for fleet, epitomize what we've been trying to do here at the city. One of the ways we've tried to get leaner and streamlined is by tearing down the walls between the departments and sharing resources across departments. It has been very successful. And these are just 2 examples of several that we have done, and we will continue to look at anywhere we can find opportunities to do more of it. We do have a few vacancies, an accountant 1, a budget analyst, a fiscal officer in the fire department, and a fleet technician. It says time 2, but we actually had one start, I think today. Was it today or yesterday, Tim? Didn't we have a new tech start? Started Monday, so a couple days ago. So that's actually just one. Our staffing mix, we have at City Hall, it's a tale of 2 locations. At City Hall, we are actually 71% female and 29% male. Fleet, a traditionally male-dominated profession, we are 95% male with 5% female in our fleet operation. So overall for OBM, we are 38% female, 62% male, minority at 14%. What we do, I'm not going to go into all of this, but you can see some of the various activities that our department is responsible for. That and the next slide, our workload. The bottom line, what I want to say about these two slides together is a simple fact that we do a lot of things that people don't know about. The things we do aren't sexy, they're not exciting, but they are critical and necessary for every single department at this city. The Public Works Department can go out and they can fill a pothole without the fire department's intervention. The police department can go out and they can protect the public without CWLP's intervention. None of them can do anything that they do without our intervention. We impact every single department and are the backbone of the services that are provided. We are just behind the scenes, and that is just fine with us. But we have a great staff that do a lot of great things, and I just want them to be recognized because, quite frankly, our office is just seldom thought of in that way, given the fact that we don't provide direct services to the public. But what our people do is critical for those direct services to the public. Accomplishments, we have several people who have done several things. I finished my term as president of the Illinois Government Finance Officers Association. Shortly thereafter, I was asked and accepted an opportunity to join the governing board of directors for the National Association of Fleet Administrators. My term actually starts this month. Julie Zolgadar back there got to present at the National GFOA conference that happened this past year. She also has presented at conferences around the state and provided various trainings to individuals. Ramon and our accounting department have been busy. They have been, ARPA takes a lot of time from a compliance and reporting standpoint, and Ramona has done a really wonderful job at that, even though it is very time intensive. They also received a clean audit with an unqualified opinion and no findings this year. That may not mean a lot to people, but that is a big deal, and it hasn't happened in a while. To have a completely clean audit just doesn't happen terribly often. So kudos to her and her staff and the folks at CWLP Finance and Accounting Department who were able to achieve that. That is certainly notable. We were once again awarded the Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting this year. Purchasing generated 33% increase in revenues from surplus, so good for them. And payroll successfully implemented 12 collective bargaining agreements that were ratified this year. That is a lot, and there is so much work that goes into that. Lots of overtime with nights and weekends to get that done because typically they're spending their time getting payroll ready as we do weekly payrolls here at the city of Springfield. And one of the things that we recently began to look at in fleet is we've had such a hard time getting personnel, getting fleet technicians. It's been truly difficult. And honestly, everybody's had difficult. We've talked about police and fire tonight. We've talked about their difficulty. One of the solutions that we came up with is to try and develop a feeder system directly from the Capital Area Career Center and Lincoln Land Community College. Lincoln Land is starting in the fall a diesel technician program. Tim has already met with them to talk about partnering with them so that we can develop a feeder system. Just a week, was it last week or the week before, Tim and I went out and we met with the program folks at the Capital Area Career Center who are extremely excited about partnering with the city of Springfield to develop a feeder system for their graduating individuals from their automotive technician program into our apprentice program that we established over the last few years. We did not have an apprentice program in an unconsolidated. In fact, the first few years we didn't either, but it was something we thought that we should develop so that we can bring in people who maybe aren't quite ready to be technicians, but have enough knowledge and experience to maybe get their feet wet and start working with our folks. So we do have and bargained 2 apprentices into the union contract that we have out at Fleet. So we're very excited about that. And we're hoping we might even end up look at adding a position in the budget for an apprentice, depending on whether or not we have an open slot. But we really would like to bring one in, and we've got some good folks who would have an interest this May that are graduating this May. So we're very excited about that. This is our budget. Most people don't remember. I have to remind everyone from year to year that when you look at our budget, it is a pretty big number, but we have a few big funds in our budget that we house. The self-insurance fund, health insurance, workers' comp, property and casualty liability, sick payout. That's $43 million of our budget. And most of that's health at about $37 million, which I think you'll see in a slide or two. So those are big components of our budget when you look at it. So by cost center, like I said, it looks pretty big. Our budget in OBM, our requested budget this year is $128 million for my office. And a lot of that is, like I said, the pieces I talked about, but we also have ARPA in there as well. So there's some of that in there. There's the firehouses. There's some big ticket items that are in that. And of course, the capital budgets, like I said, are part of that. Corporate fund, 50 million in corporate fund is the request. One thing I'll just point out, permanent improvements, you see that $19 million. That is for the firehouses. That's what we budgeted for the firehouses. We found out, of course, you know, we budgeted 10 million for 3 last year. We found out through the course of the year and prepping everything that given inflation and other factors, the old estimates that were pre-pandemic were just not going to hold anymore. So we had been given a preliminary estimate. We'll know for sure next year. The firehouse bid opening is next Thursday at 2 o'clock, Dan, is that right? 2 o'clock next Thursday. So if anybody wants to come and see, we will be opening those bids next week and we'll have a better idea. And certainly if the number deviates from this very much, then we might have an amendment to do either up or down, hopefully down. I mean, that's the goal. So hopefully we can cut a little bit off of that and maybe do some of the other things that the council members have brought up through the course of these hearings. The corporate fund budget is, you see on the left, the big piece, 19 million. That's the firehouses. On the right, it's $24 million in transfers out. And we've gone ahead and listed those on the right-hand side for you, so you can see that. Now, I will point out on that list of interfund transfers, the sewer projects, SCVB, CWLP, water, and elevators in the library, that is all ARPA. Those are ARPA projects. Because they are, just as a matter of fact, ARPA resides in the corporate fund. We have to transfer it to the other funds. That's why you see that there, just as an FYI. Corporate operations only. This is just the based operations here at City Hall. This is basically the staff and our paper clips, as Julia likes to say. We're only talking about $2.6 million budget. We're only asking for a 1.5% increase, so certainly nothing earth-shattering there. Fleet services, we are looking at once again, another decline, which has sort of been a theme in fleet, a 2.4% reduction, 115,000, although that may change if we decide to enter an amendment in order to bring on an apprentice from the CACC. So that might go, but even if we do that, it will still be negative year over year. And this is one of my favorite charts I put in from time to time. This is an estimate or projection of the savings that the city has realized from the fleet consolidation. Going back to FY16, the red is our budget. You can see how it's generally declined over time. It was about 5.5 or 5.7 million in year one when we took over. It's now, 4.7 or something like that. The green is the estimated expenses, what we think they would have been based on what they were when we took over. Had there not been a consolidation, that is what we think the budget would end up. So we're looking at roughly $23 million worth of savings since inception. This year on the right, you can see it sideways, it's vertical. This year, the estimated savings alone in FY24 is about $3.3 million. Self-insurance, you all know this, it's mostly health at $37 million. Remember, it was a little over 40 million, workers' comp at 3, and then you see the other little pieces that are there. Capital improvement, this is our Fund 95. Fund 95 is 4 components. We've listed those at the bottom for you, so you know the individual pieces. The Infra 95-2, that's the one that does a lot of the streets and sidewalks and stuff. We house it, Public Works sort of oversees it, but the money is housed in our department. So that's mostly the street and sidewalk stuff, the stuff that Nate does over in Public Works for the most part. Move is stuff that we do for structures and improvements. For instance, in there we have the one thing that we asked for in fleet, or in OBM this year, really the one thing for ourselves, most of what we have is for other people, is we need to do something with the fleet roof. The building is now 30 plus years old, the roof is original, it's having issues, and we've been told that we need to do something with it. So we put 200,000 in there to do something, and that's not even a tear off and replace, that would probably be double that. But we think that with 200,000 we can do some type of an overlay system that will take care of our problem for 15 to 20 years. At least that's what we've been told, but we'll have to dig more into it should the council approve our request. Then we've got the one-stop shop we've talked about. That money is in there. We've got a little over 1.2 million for the chillers on MCE, the building next door. Those are in the process of being replaced. And then we have the downtown restroom for the Capitol Plaza, I believe it is in there as well. So those are some of the things that are in the capital budget. But mostly it's streets, sidewalks, that type of thing that Nate does every year, his overlay project. So let's talk about Fund 95, because everybody always asks about our infrastructure program and planning for the future and all that. Well, this is the plan. This is actually the plan that we put in place back in 2013 when the decision was made to increase the sales tax by 0.5% and to go out and to procure about $90 million worth of bonds to do some immediate, much-needed work around the city over the course of 2014, 2015, and 2016. Now, if you will all remember, there is a sunset that happens when the bonds are paid off. So this particular chart represents what we project for the spending from now until the bonds are paid off in December of 2031 will be the last set of bonds. Once that happens, that January 1 of 2032 or July 1 of 2032, depending on the timing, the city will be in a position, should the council at that time go ahead and let that 25% sunset, a letter will be sent to Department of Revenue, and they will reduce the sales tax by 0.25% at that time. That is built into the original ordinance. It's an automatic sunset. So if you do nothing, it will automatically sunset, and that rate will come down once we initiate a letter to the Department of Revenue. But as you can see, the way the plan works, we're able to spend $14–15 million, and if sales tax comes in well, it'll be even more than that over the next, well, all the way through the end of the bonds. So what does it look like without the sales tax? Well, this is going further out, 2033 into 2042. We went ahead and took out another 10 years, still in that $15–16 million. And again, that far out, we're being pretty conservative. This is a 1% growth estimate in sales tax. Historically, we've seen closer to 1.5 to 2. So it might be better than this, but at least this gives you a rough idea that far out of what you're looking at. So what are we focused on in 24? Well, there's some things we need to do. You've already heard about the ERP system. That is going to be a massive undertaking to implement that, and every division I have will be involved in that except for fleet. They all use it. It is the backbone of city operations. So it's expensive, it's big, it's cumbersome, and it's going to take a lot of time, but it needs to be done. We are looking to, and this is something that I've actually been trying to do for years, is implement an online vehicle use tax payment system. The vehicle use tax is by far the least popular tax in the city of Springfield. We have to deal with it in my office. Most people that pay it are very unhappy about it, but it is what it is. It's been around since the 80s. We're trying to modernize that and set it up so that people can do it online rather than having to come in here. Most can do it by telephone or online a little bit, or they can call in and we can take credit cards and stuff. But to actually do the transition of paperwork back and forth, especially for people who ignore the notices, most do because they think they pay taxes at the dealer. The reality is if you didn't buy the car in the city of Springfield, you didn't pay the tax. If you buy it outside the city, you didn't pay the tax. If you inside, they'll collect it. So when you get a letter from us, it means you bought your vehicle probably from outside the city and you have to come in and pay us the tax. That's why it's so difficult, because people are very unhappy. They think they've already paid the tax when in fact they have not. So some of the, maybe one day I'll share some of the sweet notes that we get from the public and some of the sweet things they write on the memo line of their checks to us, but that might be for another day. Got one today that was quite interesting, by the way. Let's see, we have process evaluation. This is undertaken in the budget office and other areas, other divisions. We want to do a whole lot of evaluation just on our processes, the way we do things, see if we can improve. And I know Miguel actually is one of the first things he did as an intern was to look at some of our processes and document processing. We already talked about the apprenticeship. I don't need to belabor that point, but we are excited about getting that going, and we want to continue, of course, looking at green fleet opportunities as they come into existence. We are continuing to do hybrids with the police department. I talked, I think, last year about how the last time we ran the numbers on that, we were saving about 30% in fuel. The chief earlier mentioned how idling is the major part of what they do. So not only is that going to, what these cars do is they shut themselves off. So they have battery packs. They charge up the battery. When they're idling, they shut themselves off automatically. It can't be overridden by the officers or anything else. And when the computer senses that the batteries are running down, it starts itself back up again, recharges that battery, shuts itself off again. So it's all automated. That's saving us about 30% in fuel on that. And not just that, it's saving us all that imputed mileage from idling. An hour of idling is about equivalent to about 32 miles of usage. So that's saving us from an operational standpoint. It's not saving just fuel, but it's also helping extend the life of the vehicle by having those hybrids. So we're going to continue to look at opportunities as appropriate vehicles become available. The technology isn't quite where we need it for heavier ones, but we'll keep looking. Anyway, that's all I got for you. So we're open to questions at this point. Oh, I did want to say, I'm sorry, I did want to say one thing. That workforce number, I kind of wanted to do a little, I mentioned it earlier. Our intern over here, in the same theme as the CACC theme, we decided to onboard folks through the GPSI and other intern program. And Miguel started here in August and has done a wonderful job for us. So much so that I approached him recently to see if he would have any interest in full-time employment here at the city. He's still pursuing his master's in public administration program. He was very excited about the opportunity. He's interned at some other places before. He tells us, and maybe it's just lip service, that this has been his favorite place. And when I approached him about it, he said indeed he was interested. So we interviewed Mr. Miguel this morning at 11 o'clock for the open fiscal officer position at the fire department. And I'm happy to tell Mr. Valente that I just received the paperwork for the approval right before I came up here. So you will be hearing from HR very soon, my friend. So hopefully with all of that, you don't say no. But anyway, HR will be in contact, sir, so congratulations. Doing a great job. We look forward to having you on board. So now with that, I will answer any questions that you have.
Well, I don't have any on my screen. I'll just say good job. I'm very excited about the apprenticeship program. What union is that agreed to that?
I'm sorry?
What contract was that agreed to that fleet maintenance? Who represents them? The free apprenticeship?
What, the CACC, the Capillary Career Center?
Okay.
Yeah, out there, by Lincoln Land,
Right.
the high school kids.
But you said you put it in our contract. Like, is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Now I see what you're saying. So we had, our fleet technicians are covered under a machinist collective bargaining contract.
Thank you.
And we had to negotiate adding apprentices to it. It never had it before.
Well,
and so we were able to do that. We started with one, and actually in the last contract, we added a second one.
Well, I would just say I fully support you opening it up, getting somebody in there to help him out. I'm sure they can do some more, until they really get it. And kudos to whatever union that is. I think that is an excellent thing.
Yeah, very forward thinking. We were fortunate and the machinists, we've had a very good working relationship with that union and those folks, and things are going very, very well for us out at Fleet. We're pleased with where things are.
Appreciate you. Any others? Absolutely.
I just want to say, Bill, again, I applaud your genius in going last after the end of some very long nights. If we had questions, they'll come in an email later.
I'm happy to answer them at any time,
I know
Alderwoman.
you are, but well planned. Kudos.
Well, I want everybody else to go. I started. Well, thank you, everybody. Really appreciate your time and attendance.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, that's why Bill goes last. He likes that part. But I'd like to thank all the council members for their attention to the budget and coming. I think it's important for the public to see that, and as well as the directors and the chiefs, that you take that type of interest. So we really appreciate your involvement in the process.
I learned to take notes this year.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night, y'all.
Thanks for coming.